Hello YouTubers, this is The Giant Awakens, and today I want to talk about another story that's still not getting enough attention. Is where should the primary blame reside for the subprime crisis? It's 2012 now. We've gone over 3.5 years, and still no one has gone to jail for all the bad loans that were made during the 2008 crisis. And it's amazing. I mean, if you go back to the late 80s, early 90s, William Black, he put hundreds of bankers in jail during the S&L crisis at that time, and that's what we should be doing right now. But where's our William Black? There is nobody, and it's a sad state of affairs when you have these banks continually doing these lending practices and no one's going to jail. And what do you think is going to happen when the next crisis comes? It's going to be 10 times what 2008 was, because you know what? No one went to jail. There is no personal responsibility. There is no repercussions for bad behavior. And so what do you think they're going to do? If they can get away with it last time, what do you think they're going to do the next time? It's going to be, like I said, 10 times worse. And that's exactly what's happening right now. That's why you see the European economy falling apart. That's why you see the housing, the way it is in the United States, is still where it's at, so it's only going to continue. So I believe the primary blame should go back to the banks, and the combination of the banks and the government. If you go back to the mid 90s, actually, under the Clinton administration, they were talking to the banks about how can we get more home ownership for minorities. And so what they did was they wanted the banks to lower the lending standards and for more minorities to own homes, which is a good thing. I don't have anything against more home ownership for minorities, but you shouldn't lower the lending standards. And so what happened was a combination of that. Then you have Alan Greenspan. After the dot-com bubble burst, we had the lowering of the interest rate to like 1%. And so you had these low interest loans to people that simply couldn't afford them, or had these adjustable arms that went up, and they had no clue what they were getting into. And the banks were giving loans to people who didn't have jobs, didn't have credit. It was crazy. I watched a thing on 60 Minutes how they had pizza delivery guys training to become mortgage brokers. I mean, guys that had no experience in the banking industry. And then you had the banks taking all these mortgage-backed securities, 5,000 at a time, reselling them to someone else, and having the rating agencies check off on them that they're AAA paper, and then someone else, buys them thinking that they're great loans, and boom, they're not, And then you have people, foreclosing like crazy, and you wonder why we're in the situation that we're in today. So I think we need someone like William Black. Where is the William Black of today to put these bankers in jail? Because if we don't, like I said before, the next crisis that's coming, and it's coming, is going to be 10 times what the 2008 crisis was. Because there was no personal responsibility. There was no repercussions for their bad behavior. It's like, people are getting away with it left and right, and if there's no repercussions, what do you think they're going to do? It's like disciplining your child. If you don't discipline him when he does something wrong, what do you think the next time he comes around? He's going to do it again and again and again until you put your foot down and say, enough is enough. We're not going to do, you can't behave like that. And so until we start putting these bankers in jail, this is only going to continue. And I'm sorry to say, but I think something very bad is going to have to happen before things change. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't see anything changing until we have a major blow up in Europe or in the United States, and then hopefully we'll resolve the situation. So that's my opinion on the subject. I please would love to hear from you. Please post any comments at the end of this video, and if you haven't signed up yet for my YouTube channel, please do. And everyone have a great day, and thanks for listening.